Oh
No, no, that's not real.
You look like a crackhead.
Hey boys.
What have
Oh,
you done? Oh, I need to take a picture of that.
It needed cutting.
What
Oh my
is
God.
that? Mate.
It looks pretty good now. I can do lots of this.
Yeah. Yeah, but fade like a convict.
Fade out in full force.
Oh, I can't take you seriously with that.
you look like you're addicted to drugs.
That's not. Oh,
It needed
mate.
cutting. It needed
Yeah,
cutting.
but it needed trimming, not. What's that?
Look, I said we were going to use a razor. It was at number 7. We used a number 7.
Take your headphones off again. What's with the Mitch? What's with the sides?
Oh, they don't match.
The sides.
They don't match. I mean, I
What?
can't really talk because my hair at the minute is a mess. But I'm not cutting it like you.
Sides
No
just
way.
look weird.
I'm just like
That's what
missing.
I'm saying. That's why I've had it That's why I've had it long. That's what happens when you take a razor to the whole thing. The hairline is like the worst bit.
How's it feel, man?
Oh my God.
The thing is, it feels better. It was getting really long. We can't have a haircut.
I feel like it looks worse as well with the beard.
The beard look probably
I
helps
agree.
it, if you ask me.
No, I agree. It looks
know.
worse with the beard.
I look like a...
You literally look like a divorced middle-aged man that has like 3 kids.
So I'm editing this back right, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, they really went in on me. Like, some friends you are, guys, like, realistically, it's not even that bad. Like, this is a few weeks in right now, after editing this video, and I'm thinking, it's alright. Tell me what you think.
Realistically, I think it's bad, but it's not as that bad. I don't... I'm trying to find the fucking range.
Basically, you're saying it could be worse.
It could be worse. I think. I'm trying to find. Realistically, it had to be done.
Realistically, I think we should just move on from this because it can only go up from here, can't it?
God.
Yeah. I mean, so hey guys, welcome back to the podcast.
You're not coming back after this.
How's your lockdown going?
Oh my God.
Not as bad as Jordan's, hopefully.
No.
Realistically, it needed doing.
Yeah. So welcome back to the No Effort Needed podcast, episode 2.
Episode 2. We got past episode 1.
Can you believe it? It's our first, is it our first, second episode or something?
Yeah, we're actually carrying on the series.
No.
Wow.
No, we've done the Omegle part 2.
Oh yeah.
I suppose so. That was just
a
little.
point. That's
a good point. Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, no. So we're not failures yet.
No, never have been.
Never have been. Just not enough effort, as per.
Exactly. Do you want to tell us about our episode today, Mitch? What we're doing?
Yeah.
Can I just say beforehand? I'd like to thank everyone for their support on the last video. It was pretty decent from everyone. Everyone in the community is getting involved.
The community.
Well, I'm just showing my appreciation towards our.
Oh yeah, love it.
I appreciate it.
Very wholesome how you said it.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just trying our best here. So yeah,
sure.
Anyway, back to Mitch.
Yeah, we are doing conspiracies. Yeah.
The truth is out there.
Oh, that is brilliant. I didn't expect that.
No, didn't expect that.
Boom.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Oh,
yeah,
I do. I love
I
it.
appreciate it. Good.
Is that going to be your thing with that? I was wondering why, why is he so low down? He was just
I was
this.
like, what's he doing?
I'm the CEO of Zoom background. Okay.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't even do it on mine, so it disappoints me.
Yeah, same. God knows my hair needs a bit of that right now. I'm looking at myself and I'm just thinking, what the...
You've made a mistake there, pal. That's all I'll say.
I don't think it's that bad.
Well, that's fine, mate, if you don't think so. But
I mean, realistically, no one's going to see it anyway. Cause
where have I put my phone?
I'll be stuck indoors anyway.
No, yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be longer than like 3 more weeks anyway.
Exactly.
Hey,
I'm just worried about the front bit here growing back over.
You got to think. At least we're not America, mate. America is fucked.
America is
absolutely fucked.
He's like, oh, we want to get the country back up and running. I'm like, already? Like,
how?
The only one that I know is like state which is like all right is California, because their one's like continuing until like May, I think. Their lockdown, May or June.
Seen New Zealand?
No, what about them?
They've only had like 1,000 cases and 12 deaths.
Really?
Yeah,
New Zealand.
They locked down pretty much straight away, and they've been fine.
Yeah,
it's quite amazing.
New Zealand. Then.
Germany's been all right as well, apparently, because they like done a lot of testing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Germany, out of all of them, I would say is like out of all the European countries, have been perfectly fine. I haven't heard much about Germany at all.
It's been the UK and US that have been like.
Yeah,
I haven't really been paying much attention, to be honest with you. Gets you down a bit.
Staying
really.
indoors, yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, I tried to hear what's happening, but you know. Anyway, enough of all that lockdown crap.
Yes,
we have all found a conspiracy theory each, and we are going to let you all know what our conspiracy theory is. So, who would like to go first?
I think
it's like being at school, that was, wasn't it? Who wants to go first? Silence.
You've got the least hair. You should go first.
Yeah, it's your idea. It's your idea. What are we doing in most hair order? Is that what we're doing?
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Order. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I mean, my conspiracy theory. We were talking earlier, us three, and we was like, what should we do? What should we do for a podcast video? We was like, don't really want to be talking about lockdown. So I came up with the idea of conspiracy. Yeah, we have already, but you know, I was like, let's do conspiracy theories. And of course, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, conspiracy theory has to be the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
No, that's not funny. Come on.
That's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Now there are many. You know, the internet being a big place, there are many conspiracy theories to do with that whole disappearance. You know, it's probably the biggest missing child's case ever. In terms of how big it is.
In the UK, at least. I don't know about
it's probably the biggest in terms of the scale of the media, you know, talking about it.
Sure.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, the money spent on it as well. So,
of course, there are many conspiracy theories linked with this case. However, the one I want to focus on is it's obviously who done it. You know,
okay.
Like Judo, innit? You know, who done it?
Yeah.
The obvious conspiracy theory is that the parents did it.
Okay, yeah.
So I found an article here, and it says here, on September 7th, 2007, so almost 13 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 years ago. 4 months after her disappearance, after Madeleine's disappearance, Kate and Jerry McCann were made argudos, formal suspects in the case. That's what the term means, I think.
Okay, cool.
Argudos. That's cool. What it says. This theory seems to have been that the two doctors, because you know they're pretty well. I think they were pretty well established doctors in the Leicester area.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I know. You know, just little things that I've heard here and there.
He teaches at Uni of, doesn't he? Uni of Leicester.
Yes, he does. Yeah, we have mates.
Crazy
that. Yeah.
It blew my mind when I found that out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So they're not lower class. They're quite higher class and upper class. They've got a bit of money. They've got a bit of moolah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doctors,
So, well, that's why they went on this holiday, innit? Because it was a very, very expensive holiday, and so the theory goes that they killed Madeline by accident.
Mm-hmm. Why? Come on!
Come
Can't
on.
be having this.
This is very touchy subject here.
Jesus.
I thought of a joke, but I'm not.
Oh, do you want to share?
Okay.
No, don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, they spent all the money on holiday just because they wanted some tapas in it.
I mean, tapas were involved, I suppose. Yeah, tapas were a very big part of the story. Possibly. It's true. Possibly by giving her. Yeah. I'm carrying on. Possibly by giving her too much sedative. The rumor is because they found syringes, didn't they, in the apartment.
Weird.
They reckon that they put them to sleep. Parents do that sometimes with Calpol. I've heard. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how you overdose on Calpol, but
Too much, probably.
Well, and so they tried putting her to sleep so that they could dine out with their friends at a tapas restaurant 50 yards away.
Yeah.
So that's what killed her, the theory goes.
Okay.
And then, so obviously, they were supposed to have hidden the body, faked Madeline's own abduction, and then weeks later, with the search for the 3-year-old in full effect, put the corpse in a boot of a hire car and hid it in some super secret location, which could work because the hire car was sniffed by these dogs, wasn't it? By these dogs, police dogs, I suppose. And they're
No, fire brigade dogs.
Police, fire brigade. And they smell like the rotting corpse,
Lovely.
blood in the boot of the car. So that's the theory, is thingy in that theory. So it says here they've been possible by the reaction of 2 sniffer dogs brought to the Algarve by British officers in July 2007. The 2 dogs, one trained to detect human blood, the other to smell of dead bodies, were taken to numerous locations, but only gave alerts inside the McCann's holiday apartment. The cadaver dogs, that's the cadaver dog, I don't know, I suppose
Not
that's a sniffer
dog.
Yep. Later gave another alert signal whilst inside the Renault Scenic hire car. There you go, just a little branding for you, so Renault. But the McCann's had I fucking wish.
The
McCanns had rented 24 days after their daughter went missing. Interesting.
Where are they at this point? Are they still in Spain?
Portugal.
Was that where it is?
Yeah, that's where it was.
Never knew where she went missing.
Really?
I thought it was in Spain.
In the Algarve, mate.
I thought it was in Spain.
Yeah, mate.
Learn something new every day, anyway.
So it says here that analysis of hair and other fibres taken from the hire car and apartment were analysed by the UK's Forensic Science Service. 4 days after, the FSS, for short, analysis was complete. The McCanns were made arguidos, the suspects, I suppose, with Portuguese officials citing DNA evidence as one of the grounds for suspicion. However, it was later transpired that neither the sniffer dog or DNA evidence were as watertight as some observers assumed. Sniffer dog evidence has been the subject of research questioning its reliability, and in one US court case, a judge agreed with analysis of 3 cadaver dogs' performances, which found they were wrong 78% of the time, 71% of the time, and 62% of the time, meaning that it's not entirely plausible that it was her DNA that was there.
Okay.
So, knowing about the case itself, it is difficult to want to believe that they are innocent, in my opinion.
It's very just weird, like a lot of stuff surrounding it, isn't it?
Well, I've always had a big like interest in this, just because it's so massive, you know, and they weren't even like the initial preliminary like investigation just was awful. The Portuguese police, they weren't equipped to, you know, deal with a case like this, like especially so early on. So like things that should have been done within the first 24 hours were being done like weeks later.
Yeah.
Apparently. So it's like, you know, if things have been carried out the way they had and should have, we might even know what happened. But
which is mental.
I know it's and what makes me think that they did it. I'm just putting it out there. What makes me think that they did it? They when they get questions, they just go no comment. Now, if you was trying to actively look for your daughter and they're asking you questions,
you wouldn't have anything
for
to
a
hide.
police investigation, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd have. If you were not guilty, you had nothing to hide. You know, surely you'd want to answer these questions to help aid the police investigation. You know what I mean? It just seems a bit weird to me.
When were they saying no comment? Were they suspects at that time?
In the initial,
really?
It was after that.
The
It was
initial?
after.
Whew.
In that, it was it was. I think it was like a list of about 40 questions. They just said no comment. I'm answering that.
Because
after that, they were suspects.
I mean, yeah.
So
I mean, because there's loads of conspiracy theories. Like, wasn't there like a guy like wandering around like the area as well? And,
well, yeah, people have said that they've seen a guy taking a baby on the back, like towards the beach.
Yeah.
And then when asked to draw a picture of him, it looked like Jerry.
Isn't there like a child sex ring like near there as well? Where
yeah,
people
there
think
is.
They sold her.
That is
Which
another
is
theory.
Again, mental.
Yeah, it's either the other theory is they either sold her to that.
I think
it's bad to
she
say
got
as
stolen
well.
without them knowing, and put in that.
It's bad to say as well, but that could be why they wanted the sedatives, because they didn't really want her to be like present while it was going on. Like they wanted her to be asleep while it was happening.
True, but my one thing for this
awful.
is, if it was the sex ring, you wouldn't do it on holiday with your friends. Too many things could go wrong.
Exactly.
You'd go by yourself. So,
when questioned, all their friends were questioned, right? Obviously, every story was very like different.
Really?
They hadn't got their story straight, so it was there was discrepancies in each story.
Oh man.
So, and also, my question is as well. So obviously, there was the two twins in there as well, in the same room as Madeline, right?
Yeah.
My question is, if it's someone abducting her for, like, say, a sex trafficking ring or something, wouldn't they just take the other two kids as well?
Too risky, perhaps.
Free for but 3 for the price of one, isn't it then?
Yeah, but I think if it was that, it would have been a rank. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's too dodgy, man.
They're playing devil's advocate, right? There is that question of.
I don't think
one
we'll
is
ever
easier
know.
to hold than two, 3. Sorry, but
Sure.
Realistically, unless you have a time machine, I think it's very difficult to go back in time. And we'll try. I mean, it's 13 years. I mean, you never know. She might still be alive. She might pop up.
I don't think so. At this point,
someone pops up in the US 16 years later, 7 miles down the road.
Oh yeah.
From where
I know.
Where their parents were living. So you never know. But
I think the scary thing is it's a foreign country as well. So it's not like they're going to be.
There you go. Yeah.
You know. No.
Well, also as well, the whole thing is well, like, Jerry and Kate they seem to be very emotionless in like interviews and you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to say sociopathic tendencies or like showing that, but like there have been people to like know, like there are obviously people out there who have that where they don't even care or like whatever. And Well, because it's obvious that she's fake crying in some of the stuff that's happened. And some of the
You're
interviews
so
and stuff.
interested. Like,
Mate,
I
love
feel like
this.
you just know all this stuff off my chest, off by heart.
Mate, I love it. I watched the Netflix series, and that was
Expert.
I mean, the Netflix series was kind of dead
Because the
because
pun. No.
only because
No.
so like there was like literally a 20-minute travel lodge guide on the country of Portugal. You know,
I did
Well,
watch some of it.
Had they been there
Yeah.
before? Like the parents, had they been there before?
I don't know. I don't
Or
know
had their
about that.
friends been there before? Because
I think it was just
obviously-
a holiday.
because obviously I knew there's that thing about that chef or whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but obviously like if he's like in the area, he probably knows like about like how the police operate there, because it's obviously going to be easier to get away with it over there than it is here.
Well, I think as
Wait,
well, the
what's-
police
what's
over
the
there is
chef?
more like a village town.
Oh, that they sold it to like the chef because the chef wanted it. So.
Yeah, they're friends with
Oh.
the chef or whatever.
Isn't
Right,
that in the
okay.
documentary?
And
on
they
Netflix?
were seen like I think so, or I've read up on it, and they were seen like eating dinner with this chef like not long beforehand, and it's like he's not. I don't know if it's known, but I think he
Or
was.
it could be that thing of that ring that you were on about, the sex ring or whatever, that
I
they're like
think
paying off the police or something to like.
Yeah.
See, I have
wind
heard
up.
that, but if it's set up with them as well, I think that's too. There's too many things that could go wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just bad parenting, isn't it?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been.
Realistically, I know that
It
you
was-
want your
it's-
few hours of free time with your friends, whatever, but you're on holiday. With your kids, your first priority is
Yeah,
kids.
you leave them at home with their
Yeah.
grandparents or something.
In my
you know.
opinion, it's either like really like random everything, or it's like all very like calculated. Like it's
Yeah.
either one or the other.
Well, I think it's the calculated one, because it's just so they were very good at covering their tracks. I think if it saying it was them, they were very good. They were tampering with the scene, you know, just like they closed the shutters, and you would, if you was wanting to like keep your investigation as well as it could be, and as far as it could be, you would keep that evidence, like the crime scene, perfectly fine before the police get there, and they'd already like messed with it and everything before the police even. And also as well, that her story, Kate's story. So as soon as she finds out that, as soon as she finds Mandolin gone, she comes running out, doesn't she, to her friends and to Jerry. She's been taken. They've taken her.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that she'd been
Why would
taken.
you
She
say
might have just
they?
wandered halfway. Yeah, exactly. Who's they?
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it doesn't make any sense.
She's obviously set. They've obviously set their story straight. She set her story straight, but they've created the story they want straight away by shouting something like that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They just wanted to create like panic. I think.
Yeah, but Madeline, if you're out there, you know, I don't know where I was going.
Comment down below.
Yeah.
Wait, we should probably say as well that like everything we talk about in this video is like alleged. Like none of it.
Yeah, everything we talk about is alleged, and we're trying to be as neutral as possible. We're just stating the facts. Well, I'm playing devil's advocate as well.
We're just giving her. We're just
trying to
giving our
state the
opinions.
facts.
We're giving our opinion.
Yeah.
That's good.
And also, if we make a few jokes here and there, we're not actually trying to make fun of the situation. We're just trying to make light of it and creating entertainment for you guys. So, sorry if you feel anything towards anything that we say, but it's just what we're speculating, and
Sure.
you know, this is just a conversation, isn't it?
I think that was a dark.
Is at the end of the day.
I think that's the darkest conspiracy theory you have, though. I don't know. I haven't heard Mitch say it yet, so
True, yeah.
could be wrong.
I mean,
I
with
don't
the
know. Mine's
background
not
he's
that
got
dark.
there.
Mine's more like far-fetched.
Yeah, mine's not.
It's
dark,
plausible though.
really. Yeah, for sure.
Anything's possible. I mean, it's quite scary, really, if you think about it. You're one, Mitch.
Yeah.
Should we
what is
get
your
into
one?
it? So,
Nick?
Oh God. There's a lot of
Is it
reading.
God?
I don't really know what to call the theory. Well, the title of it is like The Simpsons and the Yellow Cube.
See, I'm interested. I don't know what this yellow
The
cube
Simpsons
is.
and the Yellow Cube.
Yeah.
Never heard about this.
Is that their next film coming out or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's right. It starts with it says back in 2006, this doctor came out and claims that he once worked for this group called Majestic 12, which is an alleged secret organization formed in 1947 by President Truman.
I'm getting
And its
chills.
purpose was to
The Truman Show?
facilitate the recovery. Yeah, that is actually. I think that might be why it's called that.
Is it? Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know nothing. Its purpose was to facilitate the recovery and investigation of aliens and spacecraft. And then apparently they were in possession of several devices that were capable of bending space-time, allowing one to look forward and backward in time. And they were supposedly part of a top-secret CIA program known as Project Looking Glass. And then apparently the guy that came out would explain how one of the devices was built using instructions found in, what does that say? Ancient Sumerian and Egyptian carvings, as well as technology recovered from a crashed UFO. And then
This is deep.
How does this link to The Simpsons?
Yeah. What's the link to The Simpsons?
There's a lot of tangents. And then there's this temple, was it SETI? I think that's a SETI 1.
The SETI?
SETI.
Very big part of The Simpsons.
That temple
Links.
needed. Apparently, it's a very strange place.
Truth is out there.
It's got these carvings on it that Egyptologists, whatever that is.
Egyptologists.
I don't know. Okay. Apparently
have a think about it. It's the study of Egypt.
Yeah. No, but on the hieroglyphs there is. I'll put the picture. We'll put the picture in the video. But there's images of helicopters and planes.
Oh,
that's on it.
Crazy.
Well,
So-
no, this interests me.
It is very weird. And then apparently, the ancients, whatever that is, believe the temple was built on the closest entry point between this world and the next. But this is very I just found it interesting. I don't really necessarily believe it. But,
yeah, what?
and apparently it was protected by a cosmic priesthood.
Hang on, what is it?
What?
What's
A
this?
cosmic
Star
what?
Trek?
Yeah.
A cosmic
And then-
what?
Priesthood.
Oh.
Apparently they were known to possess knowledge of the cosmos and were here to aid in humanity's ascension. And then this caretaker woman, Dorothy Eady, in the late 1900s, she was a caretaker of the temple, and apparently she believed in a past life and had been a priest of the temple. And the New York Times once called her one of the most intriguing and convincing modern cases of reincarnation. She once claimed she fell into a dimensional hole while inside the temple where she could see the past. And that's it about that section.
What?
And then there's another carving which shows a pharaoh, dragging this weird sled-like vehicle with wings on it. And people say it looks like the time travel device from the H.G. Wells movie, The Time Machine.
Right.
And the film primarily takes place in Egypt as well. And according to that professor that came out and said he worked for the Majestic 12 group, the knowledge was used to create the devices in Project Looking Glass, and one of them was described as being this small magic box that you can hold in your hand, and they called it the Yellow Cube. And he says the Yellow Cube was used by world leaders to see what fate had in store for them. However, they discovered the future wasn't set in stone. They were shown many different probabilities, and they attempted to use it to manipulate the timeline. And they could see which future would be best for them and what needed to be done to get there. However, they also discovered
Doctor Strange Infinity War shit.
Yeah.
They also discovered a future where the whole world was nearly destroyed, and they thought it was caused by the Looking Glass technology. So they immediately shut down the project. And there we go. But it gets strange. That's what the article says.
How?
Even more
Matt
strange.
Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, said the inspiration behind the fictional town of Springfield was a real place in Oregon, and Groening grew up there, a couple hours away from a town called Looking Glass.
Fuck off.
And then
Town
Groening's also rumored to be a high-ranking Freemason, which I think that's the Illuminati, isn't it? They're like linked to that, the Freemasons.
Sure.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
a
so
secret society.
Yeah, and people think like maybe the yellow cubes where all the predictions from The Simpsons come from, and then obviously it's like the thing of, are they using the show to subconsciously suggest which future we like manifest? And because this show's been running for like 30 years, so
30
like,
seasons, isn't it?
yeah, like it's like one of the longest running series in like history, not just animated, like any series.
Sure.
And then like it's like there's got to be a reason for that. Obviously, like it's popular, but popular shows get like stopped all the time. And then there's this really weird one where in season 10, episode 2, The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer accurately predicts the mass of the Higgs boson 14 years before these scientists discovered it, and that's I think it's the, what is it, like particle, like element or something that Stephen Hawking said would like destroy the universe or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then there's also a theory.
This is getting mad.
There's also a theory that apparently that did happen, and the world supposedly ended in 2012.
Well, it did. We're in
Did
2020.
No, well, yeah, obviously, but that people think that explains the Mandela effect.
What if it was like that episode of Doctor Who where it was the Pandorica and they had to reset the universe?
Exactly.
That's mad.
So people think that perhaps that did happen, and we've been living in a parallel universe ever since.
Sorry, explain what the Mandela effect is. Sorry.
So it's this thing, you know. So you know how like I'm trying to think about it. So everyone, it comes from like when Nelson Mandela was in prison, and obviously like he came out. Like a lot of people think or like remember it as him dying in prison, but then like, and even in like this book, it says when Nelson Mandela died in prison. So people are thinking that it's like a parallel universe that we like entered into where he didn't, and we just remember the other universe where he did die in prison. But I've never like thought that.
We've had this conversation recently, John. Remember when
And
you
it's like
called me out for misspelling Looney Tunes?
Yeah, that's one as well. And then there's one, isn't it about the Monopoly man having like a monocle or something, or not having one?
I'll admit the Looney Tunes one just straight up doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why is it Looney Tunes, not Looney?
It doesn't make sense. It's Looney Tunes is in this like a song.
Yeah.
The Looney Tunes is, it doesn't make sense, but
yeah. It's
And then apparently, what's it? This guy.
the truth is out there.
What's his name?
the truck there.
Preston Nichols, another man with ties to Project Looking Glass, claimed that during the time travel experiments at Fort Montauk, they were unable to find any tangible future after the year 2012.
I mean, it's not been great since then, has it really?
No.
We're all dead.
So, yeah, and that's where the article ends. So it was a lot of like, I don't. The article was a bit of like loads of different things. They didn't really all like add up. I just thought it was like interesting to think about.
Yeah.
It vaguely linked together.
Yeah.
Vaguely. That's
Let's
crazy.
hang on.
We could all be in another different.
Let's have a look at. Shit, my keyboard isn't plugged in.
I think this is interesting to like think about.
So we could all be in a different dimension, parallel universe right now.
Mm-hmm.
From the one we were, when we were born.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we just lived through it all again.
I was gonna say I haven't really noticed anything. So.
No.
Right, here we go. 25 times The Simpsons predicted the future.
Oh yeah, this is a juicy one.
I'm not going through all of them. I'm going through some of them.
Yeah.
Rigging voting machines. This is a prediction Amy could have made in the open scene, the Treehouse of Horror. We see Homer trying to vote for Barack Obama in 20.
Well.
I'm trying to. Oh, smartwatches. That's not really that.
No.
Good, is it? Phones and video, big whoop.
I mean, the Donald Trump one is
Here you
big.
go.
Some are obvious, like some
Here
are.
you go.
Like,
Is a relevant one. Horse meat is used as a secret ingredient. Not relevant.
Oh my
but,
god,
you know,
that's crazy
When it-
though.
hamburger earmuffs.
but in that one that I said about the episode, like he literally writes down an equation on the board, and there's like no way you could like just sort of like fluke get that right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was like completely right, but it was like pretty close to what like the actual mass of the Higgs boson was. I think
Jeez.
I think the Higgs boson was like a particle, or whatever.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Higgs
Was that
boson
with-
particle.
Wasn't that when they were doing that massive like tube like around like some countries
Hadron
in Europe?
Collider.
Yeah, I think it was to do with that one, maybe.
Yeah. In The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer tries to become an inventor. The 1998 episode showed Homer writing a formula on a blackboard. It turns out the formula he was writing is very similar, so not the
Yeah,
same,
yeah,
very
that's
similar to the mass of the particle that hadn't been discovered until 14 years later. The equation predicts the mass of the Higgs boson. If you work it out, you get the mass of a Higgs boson that's only a bit larger than the nanomass of a Higgs boson actually is. It's kind of amazing. Homer makes this prediction 14 years before it's discovered.
Jeez.
And then the
Very
FIFA
like-
scandal
And
in
he's supposed to be
Germany.
the dumb one.
Yeah,
Like I just think if there was like a couple, it'd be like okay, fine. But there's like so many. It's just like
it's-
very,
it's a bit
very
mad. It's
weird.
a bit mad.
or
yeah.
is it? There's just been so many episodes, just all coincidence.
Ah.
A bit like
Not
the
that.
old
Conversation.
typewriter and the monkey. You know, it's going to write Shakespeare, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate this conversation.
Why?
This is what I mean. Conspiracy theories. They just
Why?
get me.
I
They just
can
get me.
see
They're like-
that.
But when you hear a conspiracy theory, you think, oh my god, yeah. Never thought about it that way.
Or
Oh my
maybe
God.
it's like this isn't an article I found, or just like crazy like prediction thing. Maybe it's not like that they're like knowing they're
don't
doing
get
it, or
me wrong.
maybe
Some
maybe
of
it's like some like higher power, or whatever, is just putting the like thoughts into their head because they know we've got to like go a certain direction. Like,
don't get me wrong.
universe.
Some of the theories out there are fucking crazy, but then some of the other ones that you listen to, like, you're just like, what the fuck?
yeah, but I
that's
like the
true.
far-fetched ones because they make it like, yeah, it's not real, but it's like interesting.
Oh
to
no,
think
yeah, I
about.
like listening to the far-fetched ones, but then it's like the ones that you actually think, oh my god, that could actually be true.
Yeah,
but it's,
like-
that's what it's for.
Like, for instance, the royal family of lizards, ridiculous. But like the whole royal family and Diana, that's interesting. 'Cause that's plausible.
Mm.
Hmm.
You know, I listen to anyone calling them lizards. It's ridiculous. It is.
Yeah, that is silly. Or the whole because the other one I was thinking about doing was the Diana one.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
That's a very good. All those theories around that, mainly around people dying and the circumstances in which they died or disappeared, are pretty interesting to me.
Mm.
But
For sure.
yeah, so Luke, you got your one now?
Yeah. So, my conspiracy theory is about a man called Bob Lazar. Have you ever heard of him?
Bob Lasagna.
No, I don't think
Bob
so.
Lazar. Looks like laser, but I think it's Lazar.
Oh, okay.
You ever heard of him?
No.
Is it that Lazarus thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I found this guy because he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it was
Ooh.
so fascinating and it's amazing. And it is about aliens and Area 51. And this guy made me believe in aliens. Okay.
Ooh,
I
okay.
didn't believe in aliens, but like it's just he's so smart, and what he was saying and how he said it, I believed it all. So, a little bit of background. He attended Pierce Junior College in Los Angeles. He filed for bankruptcy, yada, yada, yada.
No, we don't need to care about his
That
life.
isn't the price. Right, so Lazar has achieved notoriety as an Area 51 conspiracy theorist. Okay.
Ooh.
In May 1989, he appeared in an interview with investigative reporter George Knapp on Las Vegas TV station under the name Dennis, and his face was hidden to discuss his employment at S4, okay, which is a subsidiary facility he claimed exists near the Neelis Air Force Base installation known as Area 51. So I don't think it was known as Area 51 back then.
Oh, so that was the original name of it?
Yeah, because I think it's now moved. It's a different location.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, who knows about Area 51 at this point?
Yeah. So basically, he said to this journalist that his job was to help with the reverse engineering of one of 9 flying saucers. Okay. So he worked at this place, Area 51, and that they had 9 different flying saucers that all looked different. Okay. And he was paired up with this one other guy, and he could only speak to this one other guy and their supervisor. They weren't allowed to speak with each other, like any of the other mechanics working on these spaceships. Even though they were all working on the same spaceship, there was just like one part of the spaceship, so like the engine or the whatever. I don't know parts of the spaceship. He claims one of the flying saucers. The one he coined the sport model was manufactured out of metallic substances similar in appearance and touch to stainless steel. He then came out that November and appeared under his own name. He claimed that the propulsion of the study vehicle was fueled by the chemical element with the atomic number 115 or E115, which at the time was provisionally named. I have no idea that, but it had not been created yet. Like none of this stuff, it just couldn't exist, right? And I remember him saying that in this aircraft UFO, it was 2 feet tall. As in, when you go into the main body, you can only stand up 2 feet tall. So obviously, it wasn't designed for us. It's like these alien type creatures. And it basically just goes into the fact that when he first started off, it was going fine, but then he found out that his phones were being tapped because his wife was having an affair on him, and I think that's how he found out about both. So his phones was tapped because he'd eventually started. He wanted to leave. He wanted to get out. He didn't like it anymore. Right. And his phone was tapped, and this is when he started coming out about it. In addition, he claimed during the program he read briefing document describing the historical involvement of Earth for the past 10,000 years with extraterrestrial beings being described as grey aliens from a planet orbiting the twin binary star system Zella Reticuli. Probably butchered that. The system was previously claimed by Barney and Betty Hill. Oh, I've just clicked on a link.
Beep.
But he's a very smart guy, and basically, after he came out about this, the government had literally wiped him pretty much from existence. He had no educational records. Government. They had no educational records. Even though he had a master's degree in electronic technology from the California Institute of Technology. That's a good one, isn't it? Caltech, isn't it? Yeah. So there are no records of him attending that or MIT, which is another good one. I say good one. It's probably I think it's like Oxford and Cambridge for
MIT.
IT.
MIT is one that you hear
MIT is
on,
a big one.
Hear on TV shows and movies and stuff all the time.
Yeah, MIT is quite a big one.
So he basically as well, he was found because he made this rocket car in his his front garden. I think he made a rocket car in his garage, and this is how he was recruited to be part of Area 51 to reverse engineer these ships. And I remember there was 2 times where he went with his friends to because they test them, you see, to fly. Right. And they go forward, backwards, and all this stuff. And there was one time, I'm surprised he's not dead, because they caught him, I think, on the second time because they were recording it, him and his mates. Because like, I need to show you this. He's out by this point. I need to show you what's going on here. And he knew when they were doing the tests of the spaceships, and they found him out there. But I can't remember what they did to him. But I don't know why. Like, I don't know how he's still alive if this is true. Because if they've caught him and done this, I don't know if it's true. And my other question is, do you believe in aliens? And if so, why don't we know about it?
I believe in aliens.
Yeah, so do I.
I believe in aliens. I don't know how we haven't found any yet, or they haven't found us. However, the other idea is they could be just as equipped as us for space travel. They could be at the same stage of their society, technological advancement in terms of space travel as us. So maybe they haven't got, aliens haven't got the means to reach us either. An alien technically is just a thing from another planet, isn't it, or from outer space?
So I think there's all types. There's going to be types on like a planet in our solar system, which is just like a little microbe, whatever, and it's alive. But like when it comes to these types, with flying saucers or whatever, the simple reason we don't know about them is because we wouldn't be able to handle knowing about them. People will just go crazy.
You see pictures and everything. People go, "Oh, that's a hoax. That's a hoax."
No, but
it's is it though?
You've seen recently, especially in America, because if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be America.
Yeah.
And people can't even deal with being told to stay indoors, to stay in the home for 3 months.
But
how are they going to deal with that? There's life out there.
I would like to be up high in like a government position, just to see whether some of this is true or not. Imagine the amount of shit you'd probably find out if you was the president, or if you know. Imagine Donald Trump became president. So he's become president of the United States 2016, right? He'd come into the office. First thing, aliens are real, by the way.
Yeah, thought we'll let you know.
Yeah, just
like
we'd let you know.
Like a briefing or something that goes on.
Oh yeah.
Also, isn't there? What's it called? What was I going to say? Yeah, isn't there like throughout ancient civilizations and stuff like the Romans and Greeks and that? There's like times where like their way of thinking and technology just advances like really quickly, and people think there's like outside involvement in that.
I see. Like it's just like all of a sudden.
Yeah. I think especially people there's like a theory about that with the Romans or whatever, because weren't they the ones that brought in what's it like? Were they the ones with the aqueducts and like public health and stuff like that?
To an extent.
I feel like that was Romans or something. Also, isn't Area 51 was supposedly near one of them underground tunnels? Because in the film Us, it's based on like this theory that there's like an underground tunnel system in the US, and there's like a bunch of these like government owned supposedly like abandoned buildings, like black sites, and they're like the entrance like to the tunnel system, which is really weird to think about. And they're like just the whole
imagine all those.
What would that be? What's that used for though?
Well, people will like moving stuff like military like equipment and stuff like that. People
but also, how has it not come out that it is a thing? Because
exactly,
you'd have to have a lot of people to be able to do it.
But is things like is that a big deal though? If that came out,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, they say military like moving stuff, but it could be any number of things.
Yeah,
it could be housing spacecraft. It could be housing
because
technology that we don't even know about.
You get all these people on YouTube that like break into abandoned buildings, so surely like one by now would have broken into it.
In it, exactly, and all the construction.
Yeah, but they probably look like you break into them, but they've probably got some like high tech security.
Oh, definitely.
Or it's hidden, or
it's mind control.
Mind control. Is that what we're talking about now?
Well, just.
Jesus,
I honestly, it's just crazy the amount of stuff like that. You think about it, you're like, how have we not found out about it? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because people will get kicked. Like if a top ranking guy came out about it, you'd be dead. Everyone you know would die.
Die in weird circumstances. That's another.
Yeah.
That would be another conspiracy theory in itself.
Yeah, like it's true in it really, and
well, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Honestly, conspiracy theories are just some of the weirdest, and yet, like, they're like the most unbelievable things. And when you look at them, it's like, wow, okay, cool. You
know what I mean? Amazing description.
Like, wow.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
You know what I mean? It's like,
no, I get you.
you see it on the internet, like, yeah, you just there's so many things.
What's your top one though? What's the one that you're like, yeah, that's real?
The 9/11 stuff. What, out of the three, or what in?
No, just in
9/11. That it was an inside job.
So I say it's mine as well.
Because I watched the True Geordie podcast with David Dyke, obviously, like a few times now, and every time I watch it, I'm just like, yeah, I have, and every time I watch it, I'm just like, everything you're saying is plausible.
Because isn't there like that thing where like it was literally like every like news station at the time, there was like, if they were like filming the building, there would be like this moment where it like glitched and then it would come back after it's already happened. Like there's no actual like footage like of it like clearly, even though there was like loads of cameras like on the building.
Yeah.
At the time, I think it was when it went into the second building or whatever. It like all the footage, like this weird like glitch will just happen to it, and then it like comes back afterwards.
Yeah. It's
very
honestly, realistically though, that is a that is a conspiracy theory in and of itself that we would have to talk about if we.
Yeah, that needs its own video.
I feel like we should do less of known ones though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Everyone
that was talked about a lot.
True. Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, we have tried to do that. To be fair, I think the biggest known one is probably the Madeleine McCann one, which is my one.
I thought so. You've just done Madeleine McCann.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like, you know, something good to talk about, isn't it?
I feel like the 9/11 one's a bit bigger than the Madeleine McCann one.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that for sure.
Sorry, I'm just reading titles out of lesser known conspiracy theories. Popish plot. Red Mercury, the two Babylons. Mother Teresa, the American 007. Oh, that sounds good.
They should make a film about that.
The Berwyn Mountain incident. Oh, that's a UFO one. The Dunkel Gap.
Making it go back to full circle about my hair as well. You know, and lockdown and coronavirus. There will be conspiracy theories later down the line, and there probably already is about coronavirus.
Oh, my mum thinks it's
from a
lab. The coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. No one knows how it's come about, and there's going to be conspiracy theories about that.
One I saw, I was on TikTok. It's not really out of conspiracy theory. It just sort of made me think. It was like this woman going down the street saying like about like, oh yeah, they gave it to us or whatever, like the coronavirus or something. They're like trying to kill us. And then she said something about I don't know if it was her or like Cardi B. I don't know. It sounds weird, but she was like, it said something like you never really hear, or like it never really happens that much where like people like in high positions of power die of like cancer. And it's like, when you think about it, it's actually true.
That is true, yeah.
There's not like a list, so I don't actually know, but you never like hear about it, do you?
No.
Like anyone that really high up dying of it.
Well, I'd say the Boris thing getting coronavirus is probably like the only one that I really know that I can think off the top of my head of someone in that high position getting a disease or like a virus that we all are getting now.
Yeah.
Like, being vulnerable to something. Like, I haven't heard of anyone that I can think of off the top of my head dying or close to be dying to like a disease like cancer, or cancer's not really a disease.
I can't even Google it.
It's just if it's supposed to like kill that many people, it's like, why is it not?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Them?
Exactly.
It's very weird.
It's very
It's
weird.
not even like you don't even hear them. They have it probably because
It's probably covered up.
probably because they get regular health checks. I would imagine.
True.
And if they get it, I don't think you could say they have it, because if you say they have it, it makes them look weak, and therefore your country look weak, I would assume.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's that whole idea, isn't it? Just
so they
looking
might
more
have had it.
powerful than what you are.
I think they probably have had it, but you wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah,
But
true.
then dying, and then they wouldn't. I don't know. But then if you
was that theory about like population control?
Then it goes to the whole thing of if they have a cure for cancer, but then they're never going to give it, or they're never going to tell us.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Which
too much money in it, isn't it?
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes
exactly.
sense. But yeah, because
we'll never know. We'll probably
quite
never know.
Really.
Yeah, money means more than lives.
Feel a bit down.
That feels like a very bad way to end it, to be honest. Oh no!
Good.
So maybe we should all just laugh at my hair a bit more.
Yeah,
it's the hairline that gets me.
Welcome to McDonald's.
It doesn't really matter.
Golden arches.
Like it's these bits that are getting me. They're just like too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we should wrap it up there, really. So, thank you everyone for listening to our conspiracy theories. Tell us what you think down in the comments below. Do you think they're real? Do you think that our conspiracies are real? All of that.
Or suggest some that we could look at and talk about on a different podcast. Maybe.
Yeah, we could maybe do another. We could do a second part to this, maybe. Further down the line, if people are interested in it and the people want to hear it, then we will do one. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you later, I suppose.
The truth is,
guys. See you later. The truth is out there. See you guys.